8:30 a.m. EST, and we are starting the Algo Factory free to the public beginners live labs. Going to go on for about 30 minutes as we do every weekday. That is not a federal holiday. And then we flip over to do our private live lab, and that's just for our members only. Members only jackets. We're going to be sending those out. Just kidding. That's not going to happen. So the gorilla is going to join us, but he's going to join us a little bit later. He might not get here until the actual private lab begins. So I'm going to run this one solo for this morning. I'm going to put the website here in the comment section, www.algofactory.tech. Okay, so this is our website. Go check it out. And what we're going to do is we're going to help you become a trader. Even if you know nothing about trading, what we can do is give you some basics and point you in the direction as well. We have a whole curriculum on our website, which you can see right there. Also, you can zap this QR code that I'm about to throw up on the screen here, and that'll take you over there. And of course, the website's on that as well. So it's $49.99 a month, which is, I mean, our competition's like $300 a month. And it's not going to stay $49.99. So what's going to happen is, right now we just, for the first several months, we're running a promotional price to see if people want to give us a chance. Give us your time, trust us with your time and a little bit of money, and we're going to go ahead and help you get the tools to make yourself successful in the trading world. And we do really feel honored that those of you who are with us, we're honored that you should do such a thing. And we're definitely, we're just really happy to have you guys. That's all. We got a great group of people in there, guys and gals, who are actually helping each other, as a matter of fact. They're, look, I'm in the Telegram in our private room. I'm in there all the time. And, basically, you can catch me in there sometimes after midnight my time. I'm also commonly up at 4:30 a.m. my time. I have a biphasic sleeping schedule because of markets, right? So I'll go to sleep. And this isn't something you have to do as a trader. I just have a lot of projects going on, so I kind of have to do that. Most people when they trade, they just choose to do the New York market if they're in the U.S., or they might do the London Open if they're in Europe, that kind of thing. So I'm not saying you have to do this to be a trader. I just work like that. I work about 15 hours a day, because that's just it. I'm crazy like that. Anyhow, so you can find me in that Telegram. Ask questions all the time. I'll get to it either right away or I'll get to it a little bit later, or the community can help you. We're over 100 people in there now. So, and it's a lot of fun. Brand new traders learning the game. You got experienced traders upping their game. And what I always say at the beginning of these live labs is we don't let the term algorithm scare you. It's just any kind of method of trading is going to be an algo. So, anytime that you are tying your shoes, it's an algo. Drive to the store, it's an algo. You take a left here, you take a right there. It's just whenever the conditions line up, you take an action, and that's an algo. So what we can do, though, is once you have successfully built and tested your algorithm, and you know that there is a statistical degree of success, then, a statistical degree of certainty, I should say, in the success of your trading method, aka algorithm, we can help you get that coded and hard coded into an auto trader, right? We have a brilliant coder who I'm working with, who is just really, he's a veteran coder and knows what he's doing. We got a few people saying hello. We got Gigi and Robert both saying hello over in the private group. Valley Girl saying hello to everybody right now in the YouTube chat. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching this, please hit that thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. Typical YouTube jargon. Smash the thumbs up. It helps us with the algorithms. But please do that. It does make a difference. We're trying to get our message out to as many people as possible. Cool Cat giving us a good morning over in the private group, and I see Jam talking too. So that said, today we do have some data coming out, and I don't know, it might have just come out already. There were some pretty big moves in the market. At least I was staring at the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, looks like the data came out. I think there were 3 different economic data announcements this morning. Yeah, let me bring out the share screen. right? And I'm going to show you what can happen during the these data announcements, these economic data releases. It can mess up your trading. There are two kinds of people in trading: those who trade the news and those who don't. In the kind of the forex world, especially forex, crypto, and these kind of data do also affect stocks, especially if you're trading in a low time frame. So we do want to be careful with that. But we have the average hourly earnings, we have the non-farm employment change, and the unemployment rate. And it does seem as if the data was mixed, but primarily negative. The hourly earnings on a month-to-month basis slightly went up 4%, right? So that means that's kind of, that's kind of sound like an economy good, right? That's kind of how we can take all these different data, we can put it into two separate categories. There's economy good, economy bad. Now, if the data is quote unquote economy good, then what the result's going to be in the charts is that the dollar will be stronger. And when the dollar is stronger, then most of the dollar pairs are going to go down, because that's just how it is in Forex, with the exception of the Swissy. The Swissy will go up. And a couple others, I think USD JPY pairs. And why is that? Let me zoom the screen and I'll show you. Okay, so if you look at the Forex pairs here, the major pairs mostly have USD on the right-hand side. EUR USD, it's on the right-hand side of the screen. You can see where all these different pairs are. GBP USD, AUD USD, right? All those, when the dollar gets strong, those are going to go down because the dollar is getting strong, and it's the euro in the price of dollars, right? So if dollar gets strong, the euro gets weaker, and the chart goes down. If you're looking at, say, like USD CAD, USD JPY, which I'm not seeing on my list. Where are you? That's really strange. I must have deleted that by accident. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add that back on, because that is a major pair. It says it's on there. Okay, it just got moved to the bottom of the list. All right, let's fix my list here. Yeah, sorry everybody, just doing a little housekeeping real quick. So the USD JPY, USD CAD, USD CHF, those would go up because those are in terms of the dollar. Dollar strong, economy good, right? And then you have the other end of the spectrum, where if you have data that says economy bad, what that's going to do is the dollar is going to go down. And that tends to push, of course, with the Forex pairs, if the dollar's in front, that goes down. If the dollar's in the back end, like GBP USD, then it's going to go up because the dollar gets weaker. But when it comes to assets, say like Bitcoin or a lot of stocks and things like that, that should actually push things upward, because most things are in terms of the dollar. So you could think of a stock as in like Tesla versus the dollar, right? And if the dollar gets weak, then Tesla goes up. And we have most of our information this morning is in that direction. You have non-farm employment change going down, people losing jobs outside of the farming sector. You have the that means the everything but farming, right? You have the unemployment rate, that's actually a little higher. That's economy good. Okay, so I take that back. Most of the news this morning is saying economy good, but the economy good is kind of slight. It's just a tick above the expected amount. The non-farm employment change, that was a little more than a tick below the expected amount. So we'll take a look at the charts. I know Bitcoin, I was watching when it happened. Bitcoin actually kind of rushed upward and then came, back down to normal really quick. Let's go on a lower time frame here. And you'll see why I avoid trading the news. And I know we do this pretty often because the news tends to come out right when the show starts. See how price kind of jumped up really hard and then came back down and then kind of came back up. It just resumed its regular direction. At this point, now that the news is out and price seems to have calmed down, I might look for a trade, or at least I might be willing to look for a good entry. If my algo says that price is probably going to go up, then I would probably look for a quick pullback and then another move up, and then I would start to look for that entry. On the EUR USD, we can see more on the 1 minute. We can see what happened on the 1 minute chart. So what that means is that these candles that you see, that's 1 minute's worth of price action, right? And right here, as the data came out, which it can be signified by that flag in the bottom, um, price was wild in that minute. It went all the way up, all the way down, did a lot of stuff, and then it kind of came back down to where it was going anyway and started to head up. So then this took about 10 minutes or so for all this madness. So it might be like feasible, depending on everything else, to go ahead and say, hey, I might go long here. Like if your algorithm, like if my algorithm said the price was going to continue up, I might look to enter and perhaps have a stop below right here. But I'd have to really, study that and make sure there are no more economic announcements coming out today with regard to the dollar, and they're not. So let's take a quick look at the euro overall. This, it might be that the market was waiting for more data. Yeah, it is going up. It has gone up already significantly. Like the actual candle on this is pretty strong, but it does look like it's going to break through some of these resistances. So I don't necessarily want to go long, like right below. Let me blow this up so everybody can see it. So what you have here is some market structure that's getting in the way. Like right now, price wants to go up, it seems, and this is on a 3-hour chart. So this candle that you're looking at, that's a 3-hour candle, and according to the algos, well, let me delete those. According to my algo, anyway, yeah, price is kind of like wanting to change direction, it seems, right? And it's been wanting to change direction, let's see, since maybe yesterday around this time. It's wanted to change direction, but it looks as if perhaps the market was waiting for today's data, because look, I can tell you that since about, let me take out my date range tool here. Yeah, Robert, in the comments, before we get into the chart here, Robert says, numbers are phony. They're always revised at a later time, and I don't think it'll take into account all the people out of work. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing, Robert. The numbers are phony anyway. It's you could say phony, which they probably are, and you could definitely say that the numbers are imperfect. That's for sure. At any rate, it's going to have the same effect, which means actually not much when it comes to trading. Reality is a different story, but trading is, the market pays attention to what the numbers are. So if, as a trader is concerned, I almost don't care what the numbers say. I just want the news to come out and the market shock to be done. Okay. So according to my algo, and then when the market shock is done, I'll get into it. Right. So, but yeah, the numbers are flawed, but it's the game. We're playing a game here. We're not saying these numbers are real or fake. We're saying that this is how the numbers affect the market and this is how we react. Right. Okay. So we're pragmatic. We don't care about the we don't really care as traders about how things are fake or reality sucks or any of that. That's not, I mean, we can care about that as a human. We can care about that as if you're like, say, a political activist or you want to whatever, truther or somebody who wants to save the world or a social, whatever your thing is. If you want to care about that outside of trading, I commend you, like if you're truly passionate. But as a trader, we put that hat away and we put on a hat of what does this news do to these candle bars? That's to these candles. That's the hat we wear. We set aside all political considerations and we really just look at the market, because the political narratives really don't matter to the market, right? And if they do matter, it's going to be shown in the candles. So we really strictly watch the candles. The news events themselves are not going to matter as much. Some of the geopolitical stuff is going to affect the market on a higher time frame. We do use that to know which way the wind is blowing. We rely on Via the Gorilla for that. And on Monday, by the way, everybody, quick commercial, very quick commercial. Monday is the Gorilla drips, right? So for anybody watching this who likes rogue news, who is into Via the Gorilla economist and everything he does, he once a week if he can, if he gets good information. It doesn't always come. Once a week he does these drips, he calls it, and it's these little bits of news that it's pretty hot news. Like, he can't release it on his main channel because there's several thousand people that watch that, but he will release it on our private channel, our private Algo Factory channel. He'll release it there, and we get to hear it first, and then maybe a few weeks later it'll come out on Rogue News, and the rest of us can say, hey, we knew that first. And here, part of the reason we get that is because the market is going to react to that high level news. And so at Algo Factory, we're committed to giving everybody as much data as we can to help them in their trading. And so we're willing to kind of take a little bit of a risk and share some news that's legally privileged per se, but it's news that V has to get a special green light to share because he deals with billionaires. V is in the world of finance and has been for 2 decades, and so his kind of realm of finance does involve some pretty wealthy people and some pretty powerful people, and those they tend to either hear the news first or they actually cause the news to be. So that being said, that's Monday, and if you want to get that, it seems to be 2 to 3 times a month. Like we'll go a week without, sometimes 2 weeks without that, because the news comes when the news comes. It's not like it's not like it's always there and then we decide to put it out. It's that it comes when it comes, but it's pretty hot when it does. And we save that so people can listen to it even if they can't be on live with us. We record all of our episodes. So for those of you who are thinking about joining Algo Factory and you're like, oh well, yeah, I can't make it, I can't be on from 9 o'clock or whatever it is, 9 EST to 10 EST, I can't be live, it's not worth it for me. That's not true at all. We record everything, so you will be able to keep, and we save those videos for several months, so you'll be able to go through the whole catalog should you wish to, at least going back 3 or 4 months. That's how it is at this point. So anyway, we're done with the commercial. So since in this purple span of days, which is about 2 days, the price has wanted to change, right? The price has wanted to start going up, and not actually, this is not accurate. Let me fix that. Going back about a day, so about 21 hours. So the price has wanted to start going up, but okay, I could have gone long maybe back here and had a stop below here, but we had that news today and I didn't necessarily want to mess with that. Now what's happened is price has moved up, and it's moved up without me, which is fine. There will always be another trade, and I tend to trade on a lower time frame anyway, but your swing traders might be like, hey, I want to get in on that. Well, okay, so you have some resistances, right? Price is in a downtrend, but according to my algo, it wants to flip to an uptrend. So you're getting into a reversal trade, and those are always risky. So how do we look at this? How do we determine when and if to get in? Well, from a price action standpoint, you're in a downtrend. So you have these, lower highs, lower lows kind of situation, right? And part of that, you're going to look at all of the highs, and there's this high. This is a strong high right there. You have this little peak right here too, where price went up to, and price is gonna come to these areas quite possibly. And if it does, it's going to possibly reject, right? So let's say that you go long right here, on this time frame, a stop loss might be like an ATR below your recent support, which could be, say, like down here. I'm not, let me bust out the ATR. We'll do it for real. Give me one moment. See, average true range. Okay, so ATR is going to be 2.6 pips. That's not right. It's going to be 26 pips. So 26 pips below this recent move is going to be 34 minus 26 is going to be 1.098. 1.0908. All right, so now these resistances right here are kind of close by, right? If you were to look at this as one move down, you could do like a fib like this, and your 618 is like right here. I mean, you're not looking at the best risk to reward ratio if you're going to go 618. It's just not there. You know, so I mean, I couldn't take this trade. I would now. Here's what we want to watch. Okay, this is the reality of trading. This candle is a bit news inspired. The price does want to go up, but as traders, we have to remain patient because there is a very good probability. Look at what's happened on these larger bars in the past, right? So if you look at, I say bars, that's old school. I always say bars. Really should be saying candles, but look at this large candle. Look at this large candle. These two kind of in a row. Let me remove some noise. Give me a second. Make it easier to see what I'm talking about. Okay. So look at this large candle. This pair of kind of larger candles. Even these two here. Perhaps this candle right here. Every time there's a candle that kind of goes past a certain length, these kind of longer candle or pairs of candles, price tends to reverse after that. So you have this, large candle down, and then this is on a 3-hour chart. So you're looking at over the next 12 hours, price starts to head back up. It takes about about 9 or 10 hours. Price starts to head in the opposite direction. These two candles, immediately price starts to head in the opposite direction. So it does, you don't have to wait that long. It's, the next candle, here, right? You have these two kind of larger candles, and then immediately after this one candle, so after 3 hours, then price begins to head in the opposite direction. You have this large candle down. As soon as that candle's over, price is heading in the opposite direction. So there is a decent chance that after this morning's large kind of news-inspired candle, price will head in the opposite direction. It might happen right away. It might happen a little bit later. I know a lot of swing traders who do not hold positions over the weekend because so many things can happen over the weekend. So, maybe I'll kind of take a look at the market on Monday. And if price has managed to retrace just a little bit like this, then there might be an entry, especially if I see that price starts to head back up like that. Oh, wow, that was weird. Like this, right? So I do expect it, though. I expect price to at some point kind of calm down, right? And then perhaps start to come back down and maybe find a good entry for that long. And then back, let me kind of clean up some of this mess again so we can recalculate. What we can do at that point is if we want to look at this as an impulse down, because it is, especially on a higher time frame, we can take a Fibonacci. We can mark our 618 if that's, just for some confluence, 618 and the 786. Those are some good confluential points. And then we can take our other tool that we use that I'm going to talk about in the private lab, and we can determine some targets and our stop loss. If, let's just say we entered right around here. We'll just say, because look, see how price. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to kind of tell you what I think is going to happen with price, right? So if price were to reverse from the top in the current candle, because there are 2 hours left in this candle, using the fib tool, the 618 is going to be like right here. So the price could come to here, and there is confluence for that 618. And again, we'll use that other tool that I'm not going to do live. I'll do for our clients only, but there is this bit of, it is outside structure, but it kind of peaked right here and then came back down. So that is kind of a confluence with the 618. We can just move it just a hair above that peak. And where that line is, I bet you we're going to see a decent entry somewhere around there. And then we'll use our other tools once we flip over to the private lab to kind of determine how in a more detailed sense what this trade might look like. I mean to say. So again, I'm going to put the QR code on the screen, and it's got our website on there as well. If you're watching this as a recording, please use a thumbs up. comment, ask questions. If you're watching this as a non-member, do the same thing. Just ask us questions. Come join us live. At the moment, with only a little over 100 people, I do have time to get to like most everybody's question, and I can do it, uh, in our private group. Now, if you have questions about our program, of course, you can go onto our website, www.algofactory.tech, and there's a contact us, line on there. You can click on that and send us a message if you have questions. But yeah, please join us. You can ask questions in the comment section, or how YouTube, after it's already recording, there are areas where you can leave comments. Feel free to ask questions at that time as well. So awesome. I'm going to go ahead, and because the gorilla is not here to give us a send off, I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube, and we will see you all on Monday. Thanks for joining.